When you're out and hear music from the 80s,
90s,
2000s, and today,
chances are you're listening to Light 87, today's best variety.
IdeaMart is an entity that works with all operators in Sri Lanka. From the inception, we were always outside of the dialogue corporate environment. We were always housed elsewhere. So we wanted an independent location where we can work with all operators alike. And also we work with about 30,000 odd developers, mostly dispersed all over Sri Lanka. And they reach out, they mostly use public transport. So we wanted a convenient location for them to come, which is non-corporate.
When we started getting into the startup ecosystem, so about 2.5 years ago, we wanted to really connect with the ecosystem, be part of all the events that are happening, meet startups, stakeholders. So when we were looking for how best to do it, we identified that Hatch was, an up-and-coming ecosystem at the time. There was a lot of key stakeholders that we wanted to work with. Hatch itself has a great community. So that was a very easy decision when we decided, okay, let's take some space at Hatch, so that we can actually be present and available and, participate in events, contribute.
So when we were looking options that we just want to live away from all the corporate kind of cultures and then find a kind of very open innovation led kind of ambience. So the Hatch was one of the very suitable location for that, because even the management was very helpful for us in terms of carving out our requirements. So I must mention especially we were having a requirement to have a kind of innovation laboratory to carve out all the next generation innovations starting from IoT, AI, analytics and all these things. So we managed to set up our own innovation laboratory inside Hatch with the support of Hatch management.
Firstly, it's a very relaxed environment. So we see staff much more happier than working at the other dialogue location. The Hatch staff is very accommodative, so whatever we ask, they actually provide. Also, we get a lot of interaction with about 20 plus or 30 odd startups here.
So having that flexible arrangement, I think, is very helpful for us. And also the environment, it's a nice change of pace. And then it's a bit more casual as well. So, dress code is a bit more casual. You have the coffee shop downstairs, if you want to work, private room, in the office, outside. So that flexibility, I think people really value that nowadays.
Good evening, everyone. First, quickly starting off, I would like to invite everyone in front here. There are a few seats. If you would like to come in front and take a seat, that would be great. So yeah, without further ado, here we go.
Good evening, everybody. What a pleasure to be hosting the first HatchX Demo Day, together with our partners, Lanka Angel Network and the Ford Foundation. HatchX, the Fintech chapter of HatchX, really is the first Fintech accelerator in Sri Lanka, and not only that, it is also the first of its kind to have kicked off and gone virtual during the great lockdown of 2020. And it is my absolute pleasure and honor to have you all here in real life to see the pictures of the companies that are coming out of the program today. So welcome once again. Young as Hatch may be in its journey of 2 years, we've created a wealth of expertise and experience by bringing in people together who believes in our vision. A vision to transform the economy of Sri Lanka through strengthening innovation and entrepreneurship. Since inception, Hatch is now home to over 500 members in 2 locations, Colombo and Jaffna. We are a hub of network to a wide range of partners and mentors, both locally and internationally. We have 3 incubator programs in-house, 2 accelerator programs, and a maker studio, and I am proud. I think our appetite to boldly say yes to any challenge that comes to us, and our willingness to get things done, and above all, the partners and the people that we work with is what makes it all possible. And I'm very thankful to have all of you here today to be part of our demo day. So without the perfect harmony, really, of all of these moving parts working together, I don't think we'll be able to create any of what we do on a daily basis. When we first set off to think of doing a fintech accelerator, the intention was not only really to scout out and strengthen the brightest of the companies in the fintech landscape, but also to open a new door towards creating a transformation in the financial sector in Sri Lanka by bringing together all of the stakeholders who are playing a key role in the financial ecosystem. And I'm so honored to have the Central Bank of Sri Lanka and also other key experts of other financial institutions join our program to mentor and nurture the companies who were going through our program. Another key factor of success behind HatchX really is the team that we brought together to drive it, who really kept the highest levels of standards and made the journey a whole lot more fun. Keeping the finesse, especially under the conditions that we were operating the program with, so keeping the finesse and also keeping the finesse of being fluid and also having that firmness to really drive a really, really good, high-quality program, I think was a really immersive and a fantastic learning experience. So my heartiest congratulations, really, to the startups who completed the program, and a hurrah to you for all of the growth that you've embraced through our program. Very, very proud to have you present here today, your best pitch. And heartiest thank you to LAN and Ford Foundation for working hand in hand with us to make this demo day and the program a possibility. And to the A team of Hatch, who executed a seamless program and also to bring this demo day to life. And to you, ladies and gentlemen, for always believing in our journey and supporting us all the way through. So enjoy, ladies and gentlemen, the first ever Fintech Demo Day, streamed live across not only Sri Lanka, but all across the world, in all of the continents, in multiple streaming platforms. Let there be no limitations to the imagination and the change that we can create together. Thank you.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Firstly, I would like to congratulate the 7 companies that have been selected for this accelerator program. You've done an amazing job to get here thus far, and congratulations. LAN has always been committed to raising capital for startups over the years, and thus far invested in 30+ startups, raising over 2 billion rupees in Sri Lanka. However, I would also like to emphasize that LAN is also committed to improve the startup ecosystem by providing platforms such as these, as well as guidance and mentoring programs to the startups and entrepreneurs that have come through, programs that have been developed throughout the years. We aim to achieve this by communicating and working with other stakeholders such as Hatch and other players that have been here. And I thank again to all the regulators and policymakers and the banks that are present here for this special day, especially in this particular line of subjects. Hatch for taking the lead and putting together such a great event, and a special thanks to Pradeep and his team at the Ford Foundation for enabling us to put this all together and the necessary budgets to actually drive this event. Thank you very much, and let's enjoy the show.
Hello friends, my name is Pradeep. I head the Ford Foundation for the region and I'm based out of Delhi. First off, I'd like to thank and congratulate Chalinda, his team, the Lankan Angel Network, Hatch, and everyone else behind the scenes who tirelessly worked to get us to this point. It's amazing what you all have done, and thank you so much. As we work with all these wonderful partners that I just mentioned, one of the things we are focusing on in Sri Lanka is how do we help support the innovative enterprises and startups that can help us create vibrant markets, resilient markets, and also create overall societal growth. That's one of the outcomes and missions that Ford Foundation is focused on, and we are continuously looking for partners and organizations that can help us get there. I do believe that startups have a huge role to play in this. In a country like Sri Lanka, especially, which I believe can actually take advantage of lessons from other countries, and both in this region and globally. In a place like Sri Lanka, I think startups will have a very, very unique role to play in, like I said, creating resilient markets and also societal wealth. The startups that I hope come out of this pitch, and also over the next few months and years, hopefully focus on problems that are very local to the country and the region, and also offer solutions that are very local to the country and region. I am hoping to learn from these startups by working with LAN and other organizations that we would like to continue supporting and be a part of. And once again, my apologies that I cannot be there in person. Having said that, I'm only an email or phone call away. So if any of you have any interesting things to share or would like to have a conversation, please don't hesitate to do so. Thank you. I look forward to staying tuned for the pitching. So happy pitching to everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Neo. I'm Program Director of HatchX. I'm based out of Hong Kong and unfortunately unable to be with you all today. First of all, thank you to Hatch, LAN, the Ford Foundation, and the various mentors and partners for bringing this bold vision to life. Better than we could have hoped, and in circumstances we could not have expected. Sri Lanka went into lockdown a mere days before the program was supposed to start, and what you see today is the result of an outstanding collective effort in making very tricky decisions in a difficult period. We can now take pride in the fact that we are not only Sri Lanka's first Fintech Accelerator, which in and of itself was a very bold ambition, but also that we are the first virtual program of its kind in the entire region. The startups qualified into the program by virtue of being exceptional. We looked at key criteria such as potential impact, investability, meaningful traction, and having outstanding founders. They went through an intensive hands-on and outcome-oriented program comprising of deep business assessment, goal setting, advisory, mentor sessions, and speakers, and being consistently challenged on their business models, products, customer engagements, leadership aspects, and their understanding of the finance and fintech space. The outcomes from these are businesses that have been refined and in some cases even pivoted. Commercial outcomes have been accelerated, and entrepreneurs are even more exceptional than when they started the program. So as you listen to the pitches, I encourage you not to think about them as small businesses who are showing off their performance, but rather try to understand the potential each venture has and the subsequent impact to society. And finally, to the stars of the evening, Imesh, Lakshan, Shyamal, Kanishka, Urmila, Kalana, and Nuzi, as well as your fantastic teams around you. Take comfort and confidence from the fact that you have worked so hard to get here, and you are already in an absolutely exceptional category. I hope you thoroughly enjoy your moment of limelight today, fully aware that this is just the beginning of a long, sometimes painful, but highly rewarding journey. Have a wonderful evening, everyone, and over to you, Sanch.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure now to say that we've come to the main event of the evening. So let's kick things off, starting off with Ogope.
This is TNL Now.
Listen live at thististnlnow.com.
TNL Now.
Hi, my name is Imesh Lianagev and I'm the co-founder CEO of OgoPay. And we are trying to unlock the economic potential of the sharing economy. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Imesh and I am from OgoPay. The sharing economy has been amazing. It has created a huge number of job opportunities. But in this part of the world where people depend on it for a full-time income, it hasn't delivered on its full promise for economic upliftment. And we seek to change that. OgoPay seeks to unlock the full economic potential of the sharing economy through inclusive financial services. Low access to financial services, as an example, is a cab driver who can't get emergency funds to repair his vehicle from a bank because he earns all his money in cash, and therefore he can't prove his income. Which means that his only source of income is completely disrupted till he can gather together that money. But if he had access to better credit or his money was invested better, he would have a much higher earning potential, less disruptions to his earnings, more chances for creating wealth, and altogether better economic upliftment. OgoPay seeks to do this by looking at the first step of the financial transaction, by making it easy for platforms to accept payments. Once they accept a payment, we make it very easy for them to pay all their gig workers as well. And as a gig worker earns money, they can choose to save, invest, or maybe pay back a loan immediately as they earn. And because we know all the income that they gain through these platforms, we can package this into a format that can be used by financial service providers to extend credit when the need arises. And by helping gig workers, we also help financial services reach a market that they couldn't before due to cost constraints, or maybe it was a different market that they never looked at. And for platforms, we also make it easier and cheaper for them to transact. We make money on transaction fees on payments in and out, as well as sharing revenue with our financial services partners. We estimate that there are 150,000 gig workers currently in Sri Lanka, and at a 50,000 rupee average loan size, we're looking at a 7.5 billion market with an annual revenue potential of 75 million for OgoPay. And it's not just cab drivers and ride-hailing platforms. As the sharing economy grows and more platforms launch, the need for our product increases. And we seek to change the landscape of the financial industry by making previously inaccessible products accessible to the masses. We are live on the payment acceptance side. We've processed over 37,000 transactions at a value of over 28 million rupees. And now we are looking to raise money to take it to the next level by building our platform up even more and building partnerships with more financial service providers. Our team has over 27 years of experience in the industry, and we're advised by a team that has over 45 years of experience in financial services. We're looking to raise 50 million rupees to supercharge the sharing economy and to make financial services accessible to everyone. Thank you very much, and I hope you join us on our journey.
Hi folks, I'm Lakshan De Silva, co-founder and CEO of iLoan. We strive to resolve the problem of lack of credit available in the market. We believe in providing financial inclusivity, and we have resolved this. Thank you very much.
Good evening, folks. Hope everyone is wining and dining and hope everyone's well. This is Uncle Aruna, our local grocer for the last 30 years. Decent guy, good chap, but his business has not grown for the last 30 years. So that's definitely a problem, and we intend on solving it. I'm Lakshan, and we are Team iLoan. So we are a fintech in essence. We have partnered up with all the stakeholders in the country. We have come up with our own operationality, which has proven very effective, which we will get into more detail as we progress. So our grand vision aligns ourselves with the United Nations and their goals of no poverty, to including financial inclusivity, to creating a more cohesive financial system. And the problem in Asia, the growth engine of the world, it's a $600 billion issue. But if you look at the problems, the underlying facts behind it, it's KYC issues as well as lack of collateral. These are not rocket science issues to solve. These are pretty simple issues. If you have the necessary tools, the skill set, and the drive to solve it, it's not a big problem to solve. And we have our technology, we have the operational model, which has proven to be rather successful. And in Sri Lanka, the lack of trade credit is a $2 billion issue. Almost 40% of the trade credit is not met. So people rely on loan sharks to other individuals and informal methods, which leads to what, as you know, is socioeconomic problems. The trade finance paradox, it's a very interesting sphere, because if you ask most of the folks here are bankers, it's resolved. You have distributor finance, you have invoice discounting, you have invoice factoring. So what is this issue we are trying to solve? It's the bottom of the pyramid, the last guy. The guy who does not have capital, who's a decent folk, but does not have the financial know-how to move forward. So what we have realized is if you get a little bit of operational tweaking and a little bit of technology, you might be able to solve it. So we sit in the space where the micro, small, medium enterprise sits. And the supply chain fintech landscape is rather crowded globally. In Sri Lanka, not so much. But we have learned a few things from the global landscape, but also we have realized that there's a cultural connotation which involves in the local market, which we have identified. And our system runs on blockchain. The reason for blockchain is it's easy to create transparency, easy to create accountability. We have tapped into RPA right now, robotic process automation, to disburse funds, because API banking, even though it's an in thing, it's still in the pipelines in Sri Lanka. We have quite a few processes, and how it works, I'll get to the solution here right now. In traditional finance, there's 7 days of credit. If you go with an FMCG company like Unilever or Nestle or whatever the company is, there's 7 to 15 to whatever the number of days. So on the 7th day, the retailer owes the supplier money. So he needs to manage his portfolio accordingly. Through iLoan, on the 7th day, iLoan pays the supplier on behalf of the retailer. So what happens is iLoan takes on the risk, and we are working on the underwriting of it, and then through that risk taking, we enable the retailer to take on more credit, do more credit, have a more dignified life, enjoy financial freedom. So another option we have is financier credit. In the event the retailer wants to go beyond the traditional space of 7 days, or whatever the number of days is, they could opt for that. And the interest rates are very manageable. It's very similar to a TOD, a temporary overdraft facility. And this has proven very successful. And we have zero misappropriation of funds thanks to the system we run. And also, most of the clients that worked with us has seen an increase of 20% minimum in their upthing. And also the default rate is very negligible, because it's a value chain we tap into. It's authentic trade we back. So that whole principle we believe in of financial inclusivity is at play here. We have got great customer testimonials from most of our partners, and our revenue model, it's twofold, because we believe being as much as you want to create innovation and disruption, you need to have a sustainable revenue model. We have the processing fee, which is a very one-time, very small amount, which keeps our cash flows to ensure that our operations run. Then we have the loan interest share, which is between the bank or the non-banking financial institution that partners up with us. So we have seen great traction. We have over 13,000 registered users. We have over 5,000 loans processed. We have a loan book of 800,000, and we keep growing. We have partnered up with all the MNCs, and which are multinational companies and local national companies. And we've seen the traction, and we want everyone to be a part of this great ecosystem. In Sri Lanka, we see monthly trade at $380 million if you accumulate the trade. And from that, we feel we can, at the immediate term, take on almost $15 million. We have international expansion objectives. We want to go regional. We are working with a few partners in Philippines, Bangladesh, and also we have other expansion options like data analytics to collection as a service to our own credit bureau. So we have been recognized globally, locally, and internationally, and we believe we epitomize as the Sri Lankan spirit of being resilient. And this is our team. We have a great team. And with that, we believe we can do a lot of work. We're asking for $500,000 for whoever wants to partner up with us, cliche as it may sound, to democratic finance. Thank you very much.
Hi, I'm Shaman Adhikari, CEO of Digital Insurance Lanka Brokers, and we want to make insurance accessible for all Sri Lankans. Thank you. Hi, I'm Shamal, founder of Smart Insurance. So I've been in telco and insurance industry for the past 9 years, and I have seen the challenges that an insurer needs to go through in terms of launching a new product to the market. So that's why the idea of Smart Insurer was born. So Sri Lanka has now been classified as a lower middle income country, and we have a clear 2 million daily wage earners, and also we as a country have only a 13% insurance penetration. So that gives us an opportunity of 87% potential market to be insured, which are also highly connected through a mobile phone. So our value proposition is basically to offer peace of mind for these daily wage earners by bundling micro insurance solutions for the expenses that they are already incurring. Also, to educate them in terms of the benefits of having an insurance product. So we've got a potential 18 million population where we have clearly identified 2 million daily wage earners, out of which we are looking at securing lives of 250,000 during the first couple of years. So we got this unique solution where we connect the insurer with the base provider through our Smart Insure platform. So we have already identified 3 main gaps in the market, such as daily wage earners, handymen, and then farmers, and we are going to connect these segments through our unique products. So in terms of the telco-based product, we have in the process partner with Hatch and Allianz in terms of enabling per-day based insurance products to the base, and we as Smart to Insure, we will be doing the call-outs, educating the customer on the benefits of the product, and then getting them on board. So our target is to onboard 50,000 subscribers during the first 6 months. And also we are looking at achieving 12 million during the first 6 months in terms of revenue, and also to achieve 20 million by end of year 1. And in terms of Smart Handyman product, we are in discussions with FastFix and also with Allianz to come up with a product where we could insure the base by bundling insurance product either on demand basis or based on per instance that they utilize through the platform. So our goal is to onboard 10,000 subscribers during the first 6 months. And also the most innovative product that we are looking at is the Smart Agri Insure, where our ideal objective is to bundle insurance up to the level of maybe seeds or could be a bag of fertilizer. So we are working on identifying a mechanism to how we could bundle insurance to that granular level. So this is something which we are working on currently. And our business model is very simple, where we charge a brokerage fee for each and every policy which goes through Smart Insure. And also if there's a requirement for us to do a call out and then explain a customer in terms of benefits and get them on board, we can do it on a fixed fee basis or could be on revenue share as well. So we have already obtained the name approval from the regulator, and our application is under review. And also we'll be closing deals with Hatch and Allianz in terms of per-day based insurance product. And also we got a good 2 months grace period to get the headcount ready and to go live and achieve 50,000 subscribers during the first 6 months of the product. Parallelly, we are working with FastFix as well in terms of coming up with the Smart Handyman product. So we are looking at launching 2 more telco-based products in future, and also to launch the Smart Handyman insurance product, as well as to partner with a yield prediction service provider in terms of the Agri Insure product, and also to develop a mechanism on how we could bundle insurance with a seed or fertilizer provider. So I'm the founder CEO of the company. I'm coming from a telco and insurance background, And I've been part of the team which was awarded Mobile Marketing Association Global and Regional Smarties Award in 2017, where I did a missed call-based solution campaign for SoftLogic Life. And I was also part of the Live Life product, which was Sri Lanka's first preventive digital wellness-based insurance product, which I did with Janashakti and IBO Life. And we are looking at raising $100,000, basically to fund the cash flow for the next 6 months, and also to invest in marketing and promotions, and also to invest in products like Smart Agri. So we believe that together we can change lives through Smart Insure. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kanishka, founder of DirectPay. We are on a journey towards building a cashless society. So join us and let's go cashless. Hello. So we are here to solve the problem, which we got 95% of cash market. We all know we have bankers here, right? Dealing with cash is an expensive business, right? We don't have much of card transactions happening because we don't have enough POS machines in the market. Same time, we have very low level of digital literacy on payments. So people are not using digital payments. Again, lack of financial inclusivity, right? This pumps more cash transaction to happen in the market. Right. If you look at this picture, a retailer at a Sunday market would have no access to accepting card payments or digital payments. If you look at a corner shop, they always get branded as money grabbers because they don't have enough change to give you. When you go on a taxi today, you have only 2 options to make payments, either cash or in-app payments. Startups, we have a lot of startups here and we have bankers here, right? We all know the 1,000 questions they ask when we go to ask for a facility or to get IPG, right? So we are here to solve the problem to how to get paid digitally. So introducing to you, DirectPay. So let's go cashless. So we have been approved by the central bank to operate as a payment provider with our partner banks, Cargill's Bank, Sampath Bank, Nation Trust and Commercial Bank. And we have been audited by EY to satisfy the requirement of central bank. Right? So our solution comes in 2 folds. Right? We have a user app and a web portal where individual users could go in. And for businesses, we provide the service of Internet Payment Gateway, POS, virtual POS, merchant app, as well as white label platform. So if you look at our payment app, it's basically a digital bank at your fingertips. Looking at our digital service portal, it enables you to make payments for any digital services. Right. IPG provides you with complete solution for any business, any e-commerce, or even a mobile app to accept card payments. Right. Our POS goes beyond a traditional fund transfer POS. It gives you money options. The virtual POS, during COVID situation, we supported hundreds of micro merchants to accept card payments by sending a link and collecting their payments. Right. Our merchant app enables a traditional retailer to become a digital service provider, and where he can provide almost about 100 digital services. So we also specialize in white labeling platform. We provide the complete technology for a lot of other startups to build their platforms on us. Right. So as per our understanding, the market size of Sri Lanka, the total addressable market is about 236 million per month, and whereas service obtainable market is about 4.5. So we are not alone in this space. So we have competition, we have fintech-led apps as well as bank-led apps. So bank-led apps basically requires the merchant and the user to be in the same platform, and there has been certain developments going on. Right? So our business model is very simple. We earn a buck out of our transactions. So that's a simpler way of earning money. And our success story. So we have done $4.5 million worth of transactions. That's about close to about 850 million rupees, right? With 16,000 users, and 7,000 merchants. And some of our clients include big brands who are present here: AI Insurance, Unilever, Daras. And this is our roadmap. We are not just simply building a payment app. So in 21st Jan, we are going to launch our multi-bank POS and IPG switch, as well as by 22 January, we'll be launching the neobank, the first neobank in Sri Lanka. That's our target. And we're looking at about $750,000 to be raised to achieve this goal. And our whole success with the team, and we are a team of 5 with about 7 years experience in fintech. And throughout our journey, we are not left alone. We've basically been recognized by many award ceremonies, including we won the Gold Award for Sri Lanka at the Asia Pacific ICTA in 2018, and we won the Best Mobile Application. We became the Best Startup of the Year. We became the Gold Award for Supply Chain Payments at the National Best Software Quality. And with that, I leave it to you. Any questions, we can have it after the session. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Koraj, one of the co-founder of Algorage. My co-founder Urmila and I are here to future-proof your lending through big data analytics and machine learning.
Good to see you. Financial institutions are losing money every day because of incorrect decisions they make. They either lend money to someone who won't honor the financial obligations or refuse credit to a creditworthy applicant. The problem here is rooted in the way these organizations approach credit, which hasn't changed over the years, but the world around it surely has. We are living in a digital age, yet these organizations rely on just 10 to 25 data points and human interpretation to determine the creditworthiness of an individual. Therefore, regardless of numerous measures they take, such as stringent verification processes and tightening of credit policies, a significant portion of credit is turned into bad debt. Emerging markets alone, banks have recorded $1 trillion worth of non-performing loans in their balance sheets. In Sri Lanka, the non-performing loan ratio stood at 4.7% for banking sector last year. Now, financial industry being the backbone of a country's economy, these staggering non-performing loans also cripple the economic growth. There are thousands of data points that are left unutilized because, of course, capturing and recording these massive chunks of data manually is an impossible task to do, let alone finding this correlation between the data points for credit assessment. But what a human can't do can definitely be done by technology, and that's exactly what we're doing at Algorage. Our proprietary technology, MAML, uses machine learning and big data analytics to help organizations make more accurate decisions. How we do this? We follow a 4-step process, where we first combine organizations' enriched historical data with thousands of non-traditional data that we gather from different sources, such as social media, digital footprint, and label them so the characteristics and the features can be obtained. The dataset is then analyzed on multiple iterations before landing on an optimal algorithm. This is then validated by the customer, and we deploy it either on-premise or in cloud, depending on their preference, of course. Now, this algorithm will continue to monitor consumer trends and economic weather to learn from these to give more accurate decisions. So this is a snapshot of our solution. We provide an end-to-end solution, meaning that regardless of how far down the line of data transformation journey the organization is at, we will build the necessary infrastructure like data lake or data warehouse to deploy our model. MAML is a completely automated decisioning engine that can be easily integrated to any core banking system. And this not only mitigates credit loss due to incorrect decisions, but also lessens the dependency on expensive manual processes. And every outcome that comes out of MAML is not something that comes out of a black box, but in fact, backed with explanation. We call this the explainable AI. Financial sector is the most data-generating sector in the global economy, which has sort of paved the way for growing demand for automated decisioning platforms. Globally, this market is expected to reach $14.8 billion by 2026, one-third of which sits with emerging markets such as Asia-Pacific, Middle East and Africa, Latin America. Sri Lanka holds a market value of $3 million. So we started formulating this technology early this year in March, and in June we did our first deployment, which helped the organization to improve their decisioning by up to 80%. As of today, we have ongoing conversations with 2 commercial banks, and we have started doing proof of concept for 2 organizations as well. This is a little bit of machine learning 101. For rapid adoption of machine learning, customizability and affordability play huge roles. This is especially true for emerging markets because the data is derived from different sources, and the cost of the technology should be aligned to the spending power of the organizations in these markets. And this is why most of the as-a-service that dominate the developed market fail to capture those in the emerging markets. So at Algorage, we wanted to develop a technology that champions both in terms of customizability and affordability. So we are licensing our software on an annual subscription basis, which will be the driving force behind 75% of our revenue. So to ensure rapid progress of the project, we also provide other services such as implementation, training, which will account to 25% of our revenue. Today, we are seeking for a funding of $80,000, most of which will be invested on expanding the team and research and development, of course. Lastly, in today's age, if an organization is making a decision that is not data-driven, it's merely an opinion. I'm Urmila, and my co-founder and I have backgrounds in electrical and computer systems engineering, and we want to transform the way organizations benefit from data. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kalana Menerupitiya. I'm the CEO of Fibbox.com. We are democratizing the finance products to all the Sri Lankans. Hi, my name is Kalana Menerupitiya, and I'm the CEO of Fibbox.com and GoCredit, a one-stop solution for a problem which is worth 17 trillion Sri Lankan rupees in Sri Lankan market, whereas consumers who are keen on investing on fixed deposits find difficult to find locations to particular investment institutions who provide secure investments, and also the consumers who are keen on borrowing find difficulties in taking faster loans with better rates. So the problem when it comes to the retail consumers, there's no marketplace to find the fixed deposits rates in one place. You need to go through so many phone calls or search so many websites in the market. When it comes to the demand for the fixed deposit placements, it's around the clock. And when it comes to the form types, there are more than 60 plus variants of forms in the market for the fixed deposits and also for the loans. So when it comes to the banks, the problem is much more. They are having a very high cost of acquisition when it comes to getting new customers and also making sure that the new brand awareness for their products is also a very high cost. And also, when it comes to increasing the efficiency, the institutions face difficulties when it comes to doing the credit checks, verifications, finding a credit worthiness, or also digging into the information of the know your customer data. And all this adds to the operational complexity where the customer advocacy is also a challenging thing.
So when it comes to the opportunity, you would see the market is heavily skewed. Most of the banking industry players provide the solutions for the fixed deposits, whereas consumers face difficulties on placing their deposits at multiple locations in a convenient way. And when it comes to the lending side, the banking sector dominates the market, whereas the consumers who need faster loans with faster response face difficulties finding better loans provided faster. So we proposed the solution 2 years back, whereas customers would be able to find the fixed deposit interest rates in one place with the security ratings of each institution provided, whereas they can find all this information, place the fixed deposit application form through the platform by comparing the rates. We would provide all these informations for the institutions to process thereafterwards. Whereas on the lending side, we provide all the information in one place to get the loan faster, whereas filling simple informations which are required, our officials would check the credit informations, do the verification checks, and all the bankers and financial institutions would get a verified, valid lead for their institutions to process faster. When it comes to the metrics, we have processed around 11 million worth of fixed deposits so far. And when it comes to the lending, we have provided around 3 million worth of loans in loan value. We have already onboarded 14 plus institutions in the market, which includes banks and financial institutions. And when it comes to our revenue model, we have a very simplified revenue model. That is, each time you do a placement for the fixed deposits, we charge 15 basis points for the fixed deposit which is being placed at the institutions. And on the lending side, we charge 2% of the loan value plus a campaign fee if there is a new campaign which is being introduced to the market. So apart from that, we have been having the established trust of more than 17,000 Facebook users, plus more than 40,000 people following us on social media, trusting on the particular information which we have provided. So we also conduct advertising campaigns for your institutions as well. While we do have competition, we are the only institution in the market which has more than 14 institutions on board on our platform. We have a very strong team as the founders, plus as the investors, both from investment banking industry and also from the technological industry. We have an agile team who works on the betterment of the product as well. We are looking towards raising $100,000 in investment, whereas it would be spent on marketing, website upgrade, and operations. Fibbox works as a one single platform on both sides of the lending and investments, where as a consumer, you would get all your banking financial information on fixed deposit side and the lending side with one single dashboard. So we invite you to partner with us and let the journey begin. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Nuzi, and I am the co-founder of Helios P2P. At Helios P2P, we are striving to democratize consumer credit and promote financial inclusiveness through peer-to-peer lending.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nuzi, and I'm the co-founder of Helios. We are Sri Lanka's first peer-to-peer lending platform, and we were winners of the 2017 John Keysdex Innovation Challenge. The problem that we see is the problem of interest rates. You have a certain segment of borrowers who are prey to very large interest rates for short to medium-term loans. At the other end of the spectrum, you have low FD rates for investors or lenders where you can see it's almost nearing negative real returns in the market at the moment. So what we have done is we have come up with an innovative tech-based online marketplace where we connect lenders together with borrowers. So our plan, our vision, is to be the Uber for consumer credit financing. Lenders can decide who they wish to lend to on our platform at attractive returns based on their risk appetite between 15 to 30% per annum. And we will screen, we will facilitate the agreements, and we will also service the loans. Borrowers can use these loans, on the other hand, to consolidate debt, improve their homes, and they can use it for other value-generating activities as well. So in terms of potential markets, we are currently within the Sri Lankan market, and we service the consumer credit market, but we're looking at the follow-on market of SMEs, which we believe is a huge market which has not been serviced. Also, in terms of peer-to-peer lending, if you look at Thailand and Cambodia and SCA, they are nascent markets which we believe are ripe with a lot of upside potential which can be looked into. So we offer the best rates in the market for short to medium-term loans. We have our own proprietary risk rating model where we rate borrowers from A, B, C, D, E, which is basically a risk rating. And lenders can decide on their risk appetite on who they wish to lend to. So as you can see, it's an attractive alternative investment platform out there at the moment. So on Helios, we believe in options for everyone. So we started off with the launch of our HP product. So this was Helios for Public, and one of our key learnings that we learned from this was the CRIB report, which had to be submitted by the borrowers, was a point of friction. So with our next iteration, we launched Hello, which was Helios for employees at leading organizations, where they could submit with less documentation, but we mitigated the risk by setting up auto debit on the day of the salaries. So the next further iteration of this was Hero, Helios for employees at registered organizations, where we reached out to organizations. Organizations could register, and we would map the back end of when the salaries are deducted, and it mitigates the risk even further. So the game changer has been the HE suite of products at the moment, where employees can get their loans from the desk, and we charge the installment on salary day via auto debit. We've also seen on this portfolio of products that there has been reduced risk of late payments and defaults. Also, another interesting fact to note that when you look at in terms of designations, typically 50%, more than 50% are those you would associate as prime borrowers. So this was an interesting fact that came out. So our journey so far was that we launched, we were funded in April 2018, we launched in August 2018, and we launched our Hero product in October 2019. And as of September 2020, we have funded 340 loans worth more than 23 million so far. And we are in discussion with banks, also with Visa and MasterCard, to how we can best utilize their products to further develop our platform. So we've had steady growth so far. We've been able to fund 100% of the loans that were listed on our platform, and we are back at our pre-COVID growth rate. In terms of highlights, we were winners of the P2P Finance Challenge in Dubai. We were first runners-up at SeedStars in 2019, and we had a lot of traction on some of the articles that were released on Daily FT based on our Hero product. When you look at our team, Shanaka and I are the co-founders of the team, and we have experience in analytics and tech. We are also backed by a very dedicated and capable operations and tech team, without which we would not be here today. Our roadmap is basically we're looking for closing our next round of funding. Then we're looking to venture into the SME lending and international factoring space. So there, basically, we're looking to set up a pool of funds where investors could lend out to SMEs. We're also setting up an automated fund management system where we would manage the portfolio on behalf of a lender. We also have plans for a cross-border remittance product, which is peer-to-peer based. We're also looking to launch peer-to-peer payments with Visa and MasterCard, where it would simplify the process further. And our plan is also, obviously, to expand to new markets. So this is our forecast for Sri Lanka only. We believe this is achievable if we achieve only 0.5% of the Sri Lankan market in terms of loans and advances. So based on our traction, we believe this is a very real possibility for us. So in investments, we're looking for USD 350,000. In addition to the steps that I outlined in the roadmap, we're looking to move into aggressive marketing to move from BTL to ATL, as well as expand the team and recruit senior hires. Finally, I would like to cap it off by saying thank you for the wonderful audience for listening throughout this. And I would like to invite you all to join us in our vision to basically build a financial inclusive future in Sri Lanka and the world across. Thank you.
You're mobile, and so are we.
Gets me going.
87.8 and 87.6 island-wide.
Grab the Light 87 app at the Apple App Store or Google Play now.
Light 87.
Evening, everyone. Evening, everyone. Thank you all for being here tonight. It really means the world to us. I think we have to respect and acknowledge those who try to manifest their ideas and do what they're passionate about. Ideas are commodities, but those who take the necessary steps to turn that idea into a living product or service, that is rare. We should celebrate those that took the risk and put themselves out there to go through an intensive 4-month program during a pandemic. So once again, put your hands together for the startups, please. I want to give my heartfelt gratitude to our main partners, Lanka Angel Network and the Ford Foundation, for believing in our program and Hatch's ability to execute it. Thank you for your faith and giving us the opportunity to execute a meaningful program that creates lasting impact. The Hatch family has taught me many things, but the most important thing is that anything's possible if you put your mind to it. The Hatch Fintech team, headed by our Director of Programs, Randala, together with our Program Director, Neo, with several years of experience in the fintech field, created an exceptional program this year. This, of course, was held together by our cool, calm, and collected program manager, Sanchita. This is Sri Lanka's first fintech accelerator program. However, little did we know when COVID hit, the dynamic trio would rise to the challenge and turn the program into South Asia's first virtual fintech accelerator. They are exemplary of what grit, passion, and hard work can do, and we are so proud of the curated experience and pressure they put on the startups to produce the gems we saw here today. Put a hand together for them, please. The program with all the stakeholders, such as banks, the central bank, the Fintech Association, our pool of skilled mentors, was also a very important part of the process. I really have to give a big thank you for the mentors. Anushka from Deloitte, Dadika from Nitya Partners, Bingamal from Standard Chartered, Rohan from Cargill's, Rajkumar from Sri Lanka Fintech Association, Chalinder from LAN, Mr. Kumar Tunga, Director of Payments from Central Bank, just to name a few. And while I know I haven't mentioned all of them, we are forever grateful for your support. So another big hand for them as well, please. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Hatch is living proof that it takes a thriving community to raise a startup. The Hatch community is that perfect concoction of misfits that, when put together, seem to be able to take on really ambitious projects within even more ambitious deadlines. We are adding to the family all the time. I am thankful to the media partners such as TNL, RTV, ReadMe, and Echelon for partnering not because we have any budgets, but because they believe in our cause and share our mindset. The Hatch family is further becoming a global village. There are today 23 restreamers who are streaming this feed from Australia, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Singapore, UK, and the list goes on. All of this to ensure the word gets out. We thank you from the bottom of our hearts, and look forward to the many more collaborations in the future. Thank you. I really want to thank my voice of reason, my rock, my guide, my wife and co-founder, Brenda. Since Hatch has started, she has very much become the heart and soul of it. Most of the Hatch team consider her the mom of Hatch, and by very loose association, kinda, myself as the dad. Hatch is blessed to have great leadership. We have the three wise men on our board. Nathan, our fearless co-founder, with immense expertise in funding. Prajit, a person who has arguably done more for startups than anyone else in Sri Lanka. Mangala, an icon in the IT industry and a penchant for speaking his mind. Their guidance has been invaluable. We are privileged that we are able to bind our fortunes with those who dare to burn away the obsolete and gorge the unimaginable future. I can wholeheartedly say the Hatch team, who are family, are the perfect blend of honest, hardworking, and slightly outrageous individuals who want to impact the world far beyond their reach. We have Suresh, our systematic and meticulous head of ops, who makes sure every fail-safe is looked at. Alvin, our event associate, who pieced together every bit of tonight and ensured its seamless elegance. Sasmani, our always hungry but passionate program associate. Florian, our talented maker in residence. Savan and Dari in finance. Karthi in marketing. TK, who keeps the community humming. TJ in facilities. Pramod and even Uncle Gune contribute in their own special way to further our impact. As I reflect on the HatchX program, there is one thing that becomes apparent. The right people who share the same values will gravitate towards you, and together you will work hard to set the world on a different path, creating an environment where everybody had an opportunity to succeed, just as we have here at Hatch. I hope you too will join us on this journey. Thank you. The formal presentation is done. There are drinks in the back. Please go enjoy. Oh, and there's a huge algo rave happening. I'm not sure what that means, but we're going to find out. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, while you're heading towards the bar and grabbing a drink, just be aware that we are just getting ready to give you a very immersive audio-visual experience that's done by Cyber Illusions and led by Lalindra Marasekara. He's gonna bring the house down just for a few minutes, so be sure you have a drink in hand and you have your eyes and ears open for Lalindra in a few minutes.